Yeah. Hey. All right. Hey. Yeah, I mean.
So we about to take off.
Hey. Please do remain calm. About to run again, spitting with a little bit of soul, no times.
Welcome to Please Remain Calm. I'm Ben Gonzalez.
And I am Daniel Gonzalez. As always, folks, the opinions expressed here on the Please Remain Calm podcast are our own. They do not reflect the opinions of the Los Angeles City Fire Department or the Los Angeles County Department of Health Services.
Right on. Still getting used to like adjusting ourselves adjusting ourselves in the new
that's like
the new room.
Yeah, that's like one of the main things actually before we get started is making sure that my gut isn't like
Pretty much.
in a gut form.
And then do you always get those sponsored ads on IG for like the guy t-shirts?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
older
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
hide your gut. Oh,
Yeah,
these
yeah,
are
yeah.
fitted for gut. Oh,
I've
never looked so good.
This is one of those guy t-shirts.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And do you feel
True
a
classics.
difference? Yeah.
You've never had these?
I've
haven't
never
shown you.
had
Oh,
these,
dude, I haven't
I
shown
just
you
buy
these.
regular shirts.
We should get them to sponsor the show. True
They're
classics,
getting the ad
man.
right now.
These shirts are awesome, and I bought Dad a few. Like I bought Dad like a 6-pack of them, and he called me like a month later, like, "Dude, these shirts." He was all pumped up.
It's just like the sponsored ads.
It really is,
is
man.
what you're
I'm
saying.
actually pretty impressed by this
Take a
company.
risk on Instagram ads.
Super soft. I don't know if it's Corinthian. I don't know. Anyway.
Incredible. No, dude, I've never ordered. I don't think I've ever ordered anything from
Oh,
Instagram
dude,
ad,
Bernie gets super pissed at me because I order all kinds of shit from
all
Instagram.
the time from Instagram.
And like 30% of it is like either super tiny because it came from China.
Right.
I ordered a sweater one time.
Yeah,
it was
or,
like,
or rips right away or something.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
you wash it
Super
once,
cheap.
Yeah.
Or I ordered some like Nike, some like freaking like decorated Nikes from Max. They came,
Yeah.
they were just straight up fake ass Nikes. So Bernie gets pissed when I do stuff like that. But these were actually a score, man. These and the Muggsy, these jeans I'm wearing, these pants I'm wearing too, Muggsy.
You're pretty much just styled by
I'll
IG.
give it to him for free this
Styled
time.
by IG right now.
I'll give it to him for free this time. Muggsy jeans, check them out, and True Classic t-shirts. If you guys want to sponsor the show, let us know.
And also shout out to IG and their parent company Meta because the algorithm works on Danny.
That's true.
Yeah,
Dude, that
he be
algorithm,
shopping. Danny be shopping.
that algorithm sometimes, man, kind of trips me out.
Yeah.
Like it hits me with stuff sometimes. Like yesterday, I was just like flipping through, scrolling through, right? And somehow I got into like Indian Instagram or Indian Twitter. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I got, it started showing me this like Indian rap battle.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
it was like the dopest thing I ever seen, man.
Yeah. I know. I saw you posted it.
It
So
was-
now you're gonna get a bunch more Indian.
I
rap
probably am,
content.
yeah, because I reposted and everything. But it's like, who would have thought that I would have liked that? The algorithm knows, man. That thing is crazy.
Yeah, and it'll try to like kind of just pitch things at you.
Yeah,
See what you bite at.
yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of it I bite at, man. It's pretty smart. Computers,
Clearly.
computers. Who would have thought it?
Right.
It's been I think we missed one episode. We haven't been here for a couple weeks, right?
This is like the second one we've done this month, I think.
Yeah,
man. It's kind of been, it's been hard to get us both in scheduled, and there's a few things regarding that we're going to get into.
Yeah, I mean, toward the end of the year, anyways, just like when the holidays start coming up and stuff like that, we've in the past couple of years, since we've been doing the podcast, we usually take a little break at the end of the year, and that's just because the end of the year gets crazy with all the other things that we're doing in life.
Yeah. Particularly 2020, it was COVID.
Yeah.
Shut us down,
And now, we're kind of back to a more normal life a little bit. I've got a bunch of stuff going on. Ben's got a bunch of stuff going on. We, obviously work full-time jobs also.
And then together we have like other big projects that we're doing on the side, and like, it just adds up, man. It's hard to get in.
So we kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, and just I feel like, the podcast that I listen to, I don't really listen to our podcast, but like separate from ours, the podcast that I listen to, I always feel like I'm like sitting in the room with the conversation, you know what I mean, on a good podcast.
Right.
And I feel like I know the people that I listen to a certain degree, right?
And the feedback we get is that we do a good job of that.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I said, I run into people at the hospitals all the time, and more we're getting, like, hey, I listen to your podcast. But actually, our brand new rookie that we just got on, I don't know what shift he's on. He's not on my shift, but that we just got at 63s. His name's Gonzalez, also with the Z.
Yeah.
I just met him yesterday morning, and he comes up, hello, sir. Firefighter Gonzalez. Hey, I'm Gonzalez too. He's like, oh, you spell it right. I always crack that joke with people. The first thing he said was, I'm a big fan of the podcast. And I'm like, oh shit, cool, man. He's like, yeah. And the drill tower, somebody told me about it. I've listened to all of them. I'm like, oh, sweet, man.
In the drill tower.
Yeah.
All right. See,
I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
Getting around.
So seeing as how I feel that way about the people that I listen to, I'm going to take the liberty to assume that people somewhat feel that way about us. So I think this is a good episode for us to talk about some of the other things that we have going on in our lives.
For sure.
And just to pull the curtain back a little bit about what we're all about and our families and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. Because also too, like we get good feedback on like, you know, what we help people out with on the pod and what they get from it.
Yeah.
But also like, yeah, people dig seeing the side stuff that we do. Like I'll get it when I post like, you know, comedy videos and shit. I get a lot of, you know, DMs about them and stuff from podcast listeners.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Before we get in, there's a couple little things that I wanted to touch on that have happened over the past few weeks. First and foremost, I just want to acknowledge and send my condolences and send a big hug to my buddy Danny Lopez, who lost his wife on October 7th to cancer. When I got on the job, I went to Nines, you know, for 3.5 years. And then I actually got a spot at 63. It's the spot I'm in right now. I got at 63s with 3.5-4 years on the job. And I was at 63s for a year and then went to 57s because Ferrer got hired. He wanted to go somewhere busy. So we wanted to work together at a busy spot. And I still needed experience on the engine, you know? So what better place to get it than Engine 57 right in the heart of South Central? And, you know, shortly after I got there, right when I got there, kind of got there all at the same time, Danny Lopez, another Gonzalez, you know, Ferrer. There was a handful of us that got there at the same time. And Danny had a few, I had a few years on Danny. But, you know, you meet a lot of people in the fire department, man. And some people you click with, some people you don't. It's a ton of personalities. Okay. And you know, that's a good thing. You get exposed to a lot of different lifestyles and different things that people are into. There's guys at my station that are into rodeos and horseback riding, and another guy that's, you know, the hangry fireman. My boy Mo is a chef and a world traveler and stuff like that. So you get to see these people's lives and get to know them, and we live with each other for you know half of our time. Right. And some people you really do click with, you know, some people have the same values as you, see the world kind of the same way as you. And Danny was kind of one of those guys for me, and with a lot of people, most people that he meets. Amazing guy. He's got a beautiful family, 3 young children. His wife, unfortunately, battled cancer for a while and succumbed to it on October 7th. And I just want to put that out there and let everybody know what a great guy he is, and just how sorry I am that this happened. And I wanted to talk about just quickly how awesome the fire family is. You know, you try, and this is for a lot of you that are like trying to get on the job or working at get on the job, or maybe you're in the drill tower right now or something. But when you put forth the effort to get this job, you're trying to get the job, right? You want to be a firefighter. You want to put out fires. You want to ride on the engine. You want to fucking have the lights. And so you want the little kids to look at you with awe. You want that general respect that we have, you know, from the public and stuff like that. You want to make money. You know what I mean? You're talking about security for your life, financial security, retirement. All those things are important. Those are like the main brunt of what the reason that you want to do this, help people, you know. What you don't realize when you're that young on the job is that you are joining an organization that really does look at each other as family. And it doesn't even matter if it's in your station or even if it's somebody in your department, right? You know, there could be a call put out, you know, for, you know, a firefighter in Texas that's looking for a donor for his child who needs a kidney or a bone marrow or something like that. And if that flyer makes it to the kitchen table during lineup at the firehouse, you bet your ass that 80% of the guys, gals that are there at the table that hear about this are going to go and get tested to see if they're a match. Right. It's just the way it is, man. You put out a call for help. You need help with anything. Guy gets injured. Guys, organize a work party to go and take care of his yard work for him. Guy gets, killed or something. You can guarantee that if there was anything going on in this house, those projects are all going to get done. Mm-hmm. There's going to be people coming to check on the wife and kids, bringing food by, all that stuff. It's an amazing aspect of the fire department that doesn't get mentioned a whole lot because you don't really know about it or feel how important it is until you're in the organization and you see it in action.
Right.
It's it's just an amazing thing. And I can run down a list. I mean, 19 years I've been on the job. Countless times things have come across the kitchen table. Hey, such and such is having this issue. He needs this help. Such and such is, got cancer. He needs this help. We had Sakharov, Roger Sakharov, my buddy, on the show. His son needed a bone marrow transplant. Mm-hmm. It's something that I felt like should be mentioned. It's something that if you're thinking about this as a career or thinking of going in this direction, it's something that you should also consider as a bonus to being a part of a fire department anywhere really in the country, even a volunteer department. Mm-hmm. The fire family is real. It's an amazing thing. And it's made up of guys and girls just like you who might one day be in need also.
Right.
And for those of you, that are on the job, when you see stuff like that come across, even if you don't know somebody, if you're able to, and not everybody is always able to donate or participate in different things, but if you're able to do it. It's a long tradition, that has been going on throughout the fire departments across the country for a very long time.
Right.
And that's it, man. I wanted to mention that and send my condolences out to Danny. And if you guys pray, say a little prayer for Danny and his family for strength right now. Yeah. I don't know. There's some things I want to talk, like things that irk me over the past few weeks that have happened on the fire department that I guess I would want to get off my chest. There's a mayoral race going on in LA City.
Soapbox time. Let's do
okay.
It. Wow.
Just real quick, man, because it got on my nerves. Yeah. It's annoying.
Grinds my gears.
It's. Listen, man. I am pro-union. Okay, I think our strength as workers is in numbers and in banding together and fighting. Business and getting what we want and fighting for what we want, right?
Yeah. And to set things up here, there's a mayoral race going on right now in LA. There's two candidates going up against each other. They're both Democrats, but one was a Republican until like this year. That's what, or very recently, he's like a Trump supporter. You've seen him at, speeches and rallies with him, big Republican donor, but now he's a
land
Democrat.
Developer in LA here. He's well known for, and he's got a name and he's got a shit ton of money. Yeah. And he's outspending. He built all
the malls here.
He's outspending the Democrat with advertising and stuff like that, right?
Like he's a billionaire. Yeah.
And just like Ben said, switched to being a Democrat this year. I mean, just to be more popular in LA, right? Because it's California's a more liberal state. LA is a more liberal city. And promising to do things like taking care of the homeless problem and stuff like that. Promising things that he's not going to be able to deliver, number one.
Well, also things that he helped to cause.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. But he who controls the advertising, he who controls the media, right, fucking usually wins.
Yeah. And so, to be fair, that's the issue across the board in LA. All the city council races, it's all homelessness.
Yes.
That's all anyone has in their mind for voters.
And if you want to know our opinions on homelessness, go back to episodes
34.
34 is the unhoused episode where we talk about the homeless situation, which we have some insight to because we've worked in these areas for many years.
Yeah, in episode, I think 16 or 17. I think 17. The one that has Bruno. Because Bruno, we got into homelessness a lot because he actually did a lot to try to get people off the street.
Yeah, go back and listen to those. Okay, homelessness is not going to get solved by the mayor of Los Angeles. It's just not, man. It's something that needs to be maybe with the help of the state and really it's a national problem. But that's a whole nother episode. Go back and check those episodes out. Anyways, the issue that I had, it wasn't really with the race or with Caruso. Karen Bass is the Democrat congresswoman who's running for mayor. you know, it's funny, man. The United Firefighters of Los Angeles City is a pretty powerful union. Okay. Got a lot of pull in City Hall and stuff like that. And I understand that, I understand what a union is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be looking out for us first and foremost, and it's our strength in numbers, and it's our strength against management when they want to do something that shouldn't be done, or is dangerous or anything like that. I also understand that the union is a political organization. Okay, and in politics, there's always you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and all this shit. Okay, fine.
Right.
And we are a union of 3,000 plus members. Okay. So if we as a union, let me take it back. When I first got on the job, right, the union president, we as a union didn't endorse anybody for mayor when there was a mayoral race, right?
Yeah.
Ken Bazell was the union president. He would give a $10,000 donation to each candidate and say, good luck. Look forward to working with you if you win. And that was that. Okay. I always thought that was cool because somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. And what happens when we back the loser, exactly. Right? Then we have to deal with the mayor who, you know what I mean, has animosity towards us for their entire term. Okay. So to me, if we as an organization are going to endorse, which we've done, right? Why are we not putting it to a vote of the entire membership to see who, as a member, get their information, get their packet of, hey, this is what I'm all about, and get such and such's packet of, hey, this is what I'm all about, and either send it out in a mailer or in an email with a secure survey or a secure vote, I mean, fucking Google can do that, right?
Yeah, right.
Google can do that. I'm always taking tests and surveys and shit, right? Send it all out to every 3,000 plus member and take a tally of the membership. Take a vote of the membership. Okay, that is not what UFLAG did. UFLAG had a Q&A session with both candidates at the UFLAG office, okay, which is in downtown. Now, mind you, hardly anybody lives in the city these days. Okay, it used to be a requirement that you had to live in the city. It's not anymore. Most people live in the Inland Empire. A lot of people live in Orange County. Some people live out of state. A ton of people live out of state.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
So if you send out an email that says, hey, we're going to have Q&A with the mayoral candidates at UFLAG, come on down. The chances that you're going to have a majority, first of all, the UFLAG office is not much bigger than this studio that we're doing this in. I mean, it's a small place.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of chairs and stuff when they have people show up. But if 50 people show up to a union meeting, the place is fucking packed.
Right.
Okay. So to have a Q&A, what they did was they had a Q&A, right? And then they had a vote right after the Q&A with the people that happened to be there. Okay. So there's this whole other thing going on right now too, with like organizing to show yourself at the union meetings, which listen, man, good for you guys. All the Firefighter for Freedom guys that are doing that and showing up and making their voices heard. Okay. That's what you should be doing, I guess, if you wanted to urge your union in whatever direction. I have been asked to go and to some of these meetings where we're talking about vaccines and stuff like that, right? I've chosen not to because I don't want to get in a fucking fight with anybody or in a shouting match or in an argument or name calling or anything like that. If I show up and I'm the lone voice of opposition or there's one or two of us, you know,
it's a clip of you on Fox News.
Exactly.
Guy,
So whatever, man. That's a tactic that's being used. Hey, I've got this going on. One guy had was filing all these grievances and stuff like that against the department about vaccine stuff, and you know the union looks at when somebody is fighting something against the city, they look at it and the board has a vote on whether or not they're going to pay for an attorney to fight for this guy, right? Is he did he do what they're saying he did? Or, does he deserve the punishment he got? Whatever. They figure that out.
Right.
And they determine if they're going to pay for an attorney to defend you or not.
Right.
So this guy had a bunch of grievances. Some of them, the union agreed to, foot the bill for his attorney, and some of them voted not to. So when that happens, you can have a vote of the membership to see if we're okay with paying for an attorney paying for an attorney to
but
work
the
with
vote's
you.
the same way. It's like people who show up to vote.
Well, yeah. So he shows up to push the vote and then tells all his buddies, "Hey, come and vote yes." Right.
Right.
Now, that's a tactic. We know that's a tactic, right? So why would you have a Q&A and have a vote with just 100 guys out of a 3,000 plus membership union to vote on who we're going to endorse for mayor? Okay. These right-leaning guys, okay, have been doing this already through the pandemic with all the meetings at UFLAC and all that stuff, right? So of course they're going to do it in something like this, right? I didn't even know that we were having the Q&A. I don't know if I don't even know if an email was sent out, to be honest with you. If it was, I never saw it.
Emails,
I never saw it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it just blows my mind, dude, that as a leadership of the union, you would allow that to happen. Now, somebody brought up that it's probably something with the bylaws that you have to have an in-person vote for things like that. Okay, that could possibly be true, right? Bylaws are changed at like the convention and shit like that. That's
right.
That's like a national thing that needs to be changed. But if that's the case, then how do we change the bylaws? You know what I mean? Like, we're in 2022 right now.
Yeah.
You're planning on having a vote at the union office in downtown LA when there's people not even coming to downtown to go to work anymore because we have the technology to work from home, to do all these things from home and remotely.
But again, like you said, it's 2022. That's how voting is now in 2022. They're trying to make as few people able to vote as possible. You know what I mean?
And
it's an ongoing trend.
And it's indicative in what happened with our. So the most hilarious thing of this whole thing is, like, a week prior, the union president came by the station just to chat, and sometimes they'll come by and just chat and give us updates on different things that are going on. And he does that. And at the end, he goes, "Hey, just talking about the mayor race. We haven't endorsed anybody, but Bass is better for the department. Bass is, she wrote the firefighter Bill of Rights. She really, really is pro-union. She loves firefighters, fights for firefighters, and just gave us all these bumps on Bass." And I already knew, I've already read about both candidates. I already know what Caruso's all about. My main thing with, I just fucking hate sneakiness. Be open about who you are and what you've done. I mean, you're an accomplished dude, man. Maybe you do have great ideas. That the second you decide to switch to Democrat to be more appealing and to fucking fib about different things that you're gonna do and stuff like that, it's like, I don't want to hear your bullshit, man.
In general, I think, like, whenever people are super, super rich are running for office, it's so they can be in charge of changing the laws, changing the policies to make everything favorable
to benefit
for them.
themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And for a dude who built a bunch of malls, all these huge, gigantic apartment complexes. And, like, okay, I go to the Grove, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Grove is a good mall.
Yeah.
Right? No knock on you, Caruso. You know what I'm saying? You could make the parking free or cheaper at least, dude.
Yeah.
But it's still, but it's like, you drove up, you helped create the housing crisis. So it's kind of like you're like setting your own fire and like, oh, I'm going to come and save you. And
exactly,
put out
man.
the fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, really what your plan is for that. I'm not really, like, huge on either of them, which is mostly the case for, elections period now. But I know this fool's full of shit.
Yeah, I think just in general for me, without even knowing anything, if I see a billionaire that's changing to become a politician, that is immediately a no for me.
Yeah, it's self-serving, dude.
Yeah, it's self-serving. I just really don't care.
All politicians, it's self-serving to an extent. You know what I'm saying? But if, like, you were already here, and then, like, you're changing your party affiliation, like, what? You got a big change of heart, dude. Like, come on, are you serious?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a whole nother.
He's our producer Mark is telling us that he switched parties the week before registering.
Yeah.
I
don't like it, man. Yeah. I don't like it. And then so now these 100 more right-leaning members of our union got to decide what direction our 3,000 plus member union took. It's I mean, aside from right, left, whatever, that is fucking ridiculous. It's insane. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
And, but there he is with the posts on the UFLAC page and everything with a full-throated endorsement of this guy that he doesn't want. The majority of guys don't want.
Oh, that was the dude the guy from the video was the guy that came to your station?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
No way. That's crazy.
Yes, dude.
Dude, he really sounded like he's all for Caruso.
I know this,
video,
man.
Dude, yeah.
I know. It's fucking crazy.
Wow.
Then we have a steward that came by yesterday who works in our battalion who the guy loves to talk, loves to hear himself talk, right? So he's talking, but he's not really saying anything. So finally we cut him off and we're like, hey man, what about this on our contract, our back pay, because we deferred our bonus that we had negotiated in our last contract because of COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're getting the retro on that. But things like that, we were asking about. And so he's giving answers to different things. And then he talks about the local city council race, the people that are running in our council district, right?
In 63's district.
63's district. There's a right, Chase Park, and then there's Aaron Darling, right? And so this guy immediately starts going, and we got the council race going on, and this guy Aaron Darling, he's a piece of shit. He's a socialist, and he did it, and I go, whoa, dude, hold the fuck on. He's a socialist? Like, is that your opinion, or is he like on his website identifying himself as a socialist? Well, no, this is my opinion. I go, okay. You're wearing a union shirt right now, dude. You're here as a representative of the union. Okay. Yeah. I don't give a shit about your opinions about shit, to be honest with you. Yeah. Okay. I care about you walking in here and saying shit that isn't true. Okay. Come on, man. Get your shit together. Right. Or the Caruso thing, he's like, do you want me to tell you why? Cause he's a right-leaning guy, the guy that came to talk to us yesterday. And do you want me to tell you why Caruso's a good? I go, no, I don't give a shit about that. I go, if you guys had put out a vote to the membership and one more person voted for Caruso than for Bass, I'm all in.
Yeah.
We as a union, that's what we voted for. And okay, fuck. That's what our union is backing. I'm in. I'm part of this union. Right. Strength in numbers. But that's not what you did. You guys pulled a fucking sneaky Pete move and had 100 fucking yahoos vote in that direction.
Dude, that's politics as a whole right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
A small group of yahoos controlling everything. The Supreme Court, dude.
So I mean, whatever, man. Our union endorsed who they endorsed, and it is what it is, and whoever's going to win is going to win. But just know that everything is bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everything.
That's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole other
start
podcast.
A local politics pod now.
I mean, they just want to know. Did you hear about the Nobel Prize for quantum entanglement?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm not gonna bring that up because I can't even fully explain it. But
wow, the universe isn't real.
The universe isn't real.
Yeah.
Anyways, nothing is fucking real, man.
Yeah.
Everything is bullshit. Everything is a facade. Full-throated endorsements, are bullshit sometimes. Just realize,
dust, bro.
Realize that. Understand
speck of dust on a speck of dust.
Apply it in your life. Concentrate on the things that are important to you. Be good to people. Give when you can. Okay, but don't expect any union to 100% full-throated back you. And there's politics and fucking mudslinging and shit all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Keep yourself clean and live a good life. Just fucking staying on the straight and narrow.
Having a Fiona Apple VMA speech moment right here. This world is bullshit. Go with yourself. Oh man.
30 minutes.
All right. Okay. I know, right? We're switching up from local politics to entertainment.
Yeah.
Me and Danny, do a lot of firefighters and paramedics, first responders have side gigs and other shit. And I mean, like, Danny's got businesses and stuff as well. He's always trying to start. This guy's always an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But we are also both in entertainment. Like, this fool is a for reals actor. In LA, pretty much everyone's an actor, and they'll say they're an actor if they were like background in something, if they did a commercial here or there. But like, this fool has like a whole NCIS episode. He's actual characters in real shows,
I would say like 80% of the people you run into in LA
Mhm.
are trying to be an actor at some level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or in some form of entertainment
Mhm.
in LA. Like
Yeah.
it's no exaggeration. Like
No,
random
Not at
people,
all.
anyone you see at Starbucks or whatever,
Yeah.
if you ask them, they have some sort of side
Yeah.
art going on.
Totally. I mean, and I don't exaggerate that with comics too. Like when
Yeah.
people ask about what that's like, I'm like, dude, there's like over 100,000 people who
I know
are
5
performing as comedians.
I know 5
Yeah.
or 6 firefighters that are
Yeah,
stand-up
comics.
comics
Yeah,
also.
exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Um,
It's everywhere. It's everybody, dude.
It's everywhere, and it's it's something that I got into when I was young. I think I had my first job when I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
Backfield in Motion with Roseanne
Yeah,
Barr. If
buddy.
you guys ever run across that,
Johnny Galecki.
Johnny Galecki. Yeah, and it's just something that I've always done throughout my years. I took a hiatus after high school when I was trying to get on the fire department, and then once I got on, I had like 4 or 5 years on the job when I started getting back into it and been
Yeah.
going. Since the pandemic started, I mean, it's really the whole reason why we started the
Exactly,
podcast.
because shit was slowing down.
The podcast, the pandemic started and everything died. I mean, there was no stand-up, there was no acting. Hollywood screeched to a halt.
But even when you were a kid, though, like you got roles, but then you were also like the last callback for some big movies and shit, dude.
So anybody who's an actor who has been trying to be an actor for any significant amount of time knows that it is majority rejection, right?
Yeah.
You probably go on 30 auditions before you might go on 15 auditions or 20 auditions before you get a callback, you know? And then, you might go on 30 or 40 auditions before you actually book something. If I go on 4 auditions in a month, I'm like, oh shit, that was a pretty decent month, right? And if I book one thing in 3 months, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking winning at that point.
Yeah.
But
you are, dude.
It's a tough business to navigate and to get through. But once you do book that one thing that got you noticed or whatever, then it can snowball really quick.
Mhm.
And I've seen that happen with friends of mine in acting classes and stuff like that, people that I've
Same
worked
here,
on things for. And yeah, man, it's just like so the good thing about acting for me is that I'm not a starving actor, right?
Right.
It's my side gig,
Mhm.
right? I've got my job on the fire department. It's like one of the great things about the fire department is you have all this time to be able to do other shit on the side, right?
Flexibility in your schedule.
But like so for me, I take what comes and what I don't get goes. So just as a side little story, the past like 3 weeks, man, I was up for a part on the new season of Fargo.
Yeah.
Right. Callback. Didn't hear anything. Disney Plus movie. Co-starring role as the dad in a Disney Plus like teen comedy. Audition, callback, Zoom with the director.
Mm-hmm.
And like checking all my availability to make sure I'm okay to go to Georgia and film for 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing.
No hold, nothing.
Nothing.
Damn.
And then Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah.
Right. Had a guest star audition for Hawaii Five-0. Audition, callback. You're like, oh shit, great. Fucking nothing. Right. That's how it goes, man. And even like you said, growing up, Hook. I was up for Rufio in Hook when I was a kid.
This fool was Rufio, and he was taller than all the rest of the fucking Lost Boys, and they're like, you can't be Rufio now. It looks weird.
And then funny story, get hired, and 2 of the guys that were Lost Boys in the movies, their brothers, the Willis brothers, are on the fire department. Yeah, they're both.
And then the dude who's Rufio, was it Danny Basco or something? I forgot his name. Yeah. He's buddies with the comic I know. Dante Basco. Yeah, he's like best friends with the comic I know.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's so funny, dude. It's small world.
Yeah. So for me, acting has always been like, oh, okay, that's my side shit. When I get it, when I book it, cool, man. It's fun. I have a blast doing it. It's all fun for me. The rejection I've gotten over the years, like it doesn't hurt my feelings. I've come to an understanding that people are making a piece of art, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be a show or a movie or whatever. And it's their job to pick who is best for the story that they're trying to tell, right? So it's not really a reflection on me. And I look at auditions now as just like going in, doing the best I can, try to do something a little different with the material because, 10 guys before you all look exactly like you. They all wore the cowboy hat, because it's set in New Mexico and you're a rancher, and they all wore the fucking plaid shirt. And so you always want to try to do something just a little bit different, or maybe imagine it in a different way so that you stand out a little bit from the last guy. But I've always felt like acting for me is going to really happen when I get done with the fire department, when I can really commit to doing it full time, maybe doing some stage work and stuff like that.
Yeah. Anything like that, man. Cause that's the thing too. Like we're spending like maybe 20% of our bandwidth tops on this shit that the people we're competing with are all in. Yeah. 100%. Like this is it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's this or I'm starving.
And there is something to say about going all in for it.
I know.
I've got a friend, Sherry-Ann, shout out to Sherry-Ann Drake. She was a registration person at Cedars when I was working at 61s. Yeah. And somebody was like, oh, that registration girl's an actress too. And so we're, waiting for a bed, whatever, talking, hey, I heard you're an actress. Oh yeah, well, and talking. So we just became friends through that, talking about acting and stuff. Yeah. And she finally made the decision. She had moved from Canada to be an actress here and was working at Cedars. And she finally just made a decision. She's going to quit and go full time. And I see her everywhere now. She's like the black girl on commercials now. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, you name it. I've seen her on commercials for the Allstate commercials, the pharmacy commercials, everything. She's all over the place. And then she just did a TV show, a guest part on a TV show. So there's something to be said about dedicating yourself, and your time and your energy to it, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing happened with my ex. Like she went all in before Mandy. Yeah. And started getting commercials. Yeah. Yeah. But before that was like, working jobs just made that choice and just struggled, but pays off.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like glad I don't feel like an urgency with it. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like it's something and the fire department affords me that, right? I don't feel like it's something that has to happen. Like fuck, I don't really get like too down on myself. I do still stress out about shit, like because they don't tell you when you don't get it, right? Right. It's not like you like, hey man, we went in another direction.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't hear anything.
You just don't hear anything. For like Fargo, right? Fucking amazing show. The new season with John Hamm, and I would have been like a recurring part on it. And so that's like those types of parts come up and you're just like the teen Disney movie. That'd be cool. I've fucking never co-starred in a movie before, right? Especially not as the dad. Like I'm starting to go out more for dad stuff, course, right? Yeah. That would have been cool. But whatever. If I don't get it, whatever, man. I'm not trying to be. I'm more interested in making like cool shit, cool shows, cool movies. Something, Yeah. Exactly. And like commercials and like trying to be, honky dory about stuff. Just like it's not it to me. So like Fargo, when that came up and the part was great and I nailed the audition, right? Those are the ones where you're like, fuck, okay, come on. And then so for like 2 or 3 or 4 days afterwards, you're just like, come on, man. You're checking your email, and just like, fuck, I know. Come on. And then after like day 4, usually I'm like, I probably didn't get it. But then sometimes a week and a half later, your phone will ring and it's my manager and it's like, she doesn't really call me. We text, and if she's calling me, it's like, oh shit, what the fuck? Hello. Yeah. Hey, they want you to work on whatever. We're like, oh fuck, that was 2 weeks ago or whatever. So it's a crazy business, man.
Yeah, dude. You never know, man. But like you've had milestones, you've had accomplishments, but that's the other thing too. Like since we have the good day jobs, it's not make or break.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean? You can take what you want to take, focus on the things that you want to focus on.
Yeah. And occasionally you have something big that comes around that you do, and it's great, and the moment is there and everyone gets to see it, and then you go back to regular life.
Yeah.
And you kind of have something like that coming up.
Yeah,
the next couple weeks.
Exactly, man. I'm getting ready to tape my first special, my first half hour
comedy special
next month. Yeah, first comedy special. I've had the experience of taping. I've done warm up for HBO specials. I got to host a HBO special before, so that part's not new to me. What's different here is that I'm like on the production basically.
Yeah,
I'm co-producing this with the HBO team.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a HBO project. It's the team that's done all of their specials.
Sure. Yeah. It's professional operation.
Yeah, exactly. That's been happening a lot now with specials. It's becoming more of a trend. Before, you basically just had to wait for them to pick you, or Comedy Central to pick you, or now there's Netflix, that can pick you. They'll sign you, they'll shoot that, but they basically just, pay you your fee. They own the special in perpetuity, and make all the money off it from there on out. You use the views and the credit of having that out there to go book more clubs,
right,
more shows,
and that's where you made your real
theaters,
money.
make your money back and everything. So what comics are starting to do now are produce their own specials, put it out there, keep the ownership, because now there's so many other platforms you can put things on. You know what I'm saying? You don't just have to be on the one network.
It's a crazy time for entertainment, man. There's just so many avenues to put shit out on.
Exactly. And that's kind of made it different for comedy too, like more competitive in a sense, because you're already up against all the stand-ups. But then now there's like TikTok, YouTube. There's people never got on stage that already will have 1 million followers, and they're known as a comedian too. You don't really know if they even like have a joke. Like real setups, punchlines, any shit like that, but they can make funny videos and shit. And basically you're competing for the same stage time that they are now. You know what I'm saying? And all of these venues that are putting people up on stage for comedy, they just want people to show up and buy drinks.
Just buy a ticket.
They don't really
and
give
some
that
drinks,
much of a shit. You know what I mean? There's places that respect the the art form of jokes and stand up and writing and everything. And there's places also like, hey, we got to fucking pay this rent. I gotta,
exactly.
sell these fucking tato skins and shit. So that's how it goes, man. So then you have those people also trying to like produce their own projects and stuff too. So it's a whole thing. So I was looking into what can I do, because the other thing too is I'm working full time. I've got my sons full time, so I can't be out on stage 7 nights a week building shit, waiting for executives to see me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I got lucky enough that I already got to be on HBO, and that somebody saw me and works with me, and I built relationships and stuff.
Right.
But I'm not out there like at the Comedy Store every night, where people are gonna see me. I have my shows that I run, and I get up, here and there, because it's a commitment, dude, to be able to do that, which is also part of why we were saying in the beginning of the show why we haven't been here, because I've had, especially with the special coming up, I've been on the road like 13 days out of the last like month and a half,
just working out,
which isn't a lot for a comic, but for me, it's a lot, because I'm also working 40 hours a week and be my sons. So it's a whole thing, man. But yeah, that's what you got to do. You just work out the material.
How long is the special going to be?
It's going to be a half hour
special.
Yeah. Like I've got like an hour of material, but the thing is too, is for people who have seen me and seen what I post, I have like a lot of jokes about random stuff and random things, right? When you're doing a special, they more want it to be kind of wrapped around a theme. And especially your first special is kind of like introducing you and how you are. And the comics I get compared to the most are just guys that just do a bunch of jokes. You know what I mean? So that's also part of why I might have been like overlooked for this before. Was because they just don't see.
Couldn't figure out what
exactly.
What box to put you in.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So when I came up with the idea to do this, I approached the HBO producer who I had already worked with and have a friendship with, and told him what I wanted to do. Basically, looking just for guidance on how to produce, how to shoot this myself and do it myself. And he's like, "Nah, you don't have to do it yourself, man." He's like, "I'll do it with you." He's like, "I never done this before with somebody, but if you want to go halves, let's go halves and just own it 50-50 and just see what we can do with this budget and how good we can make it look." Because basically too. And he kind of pulled me aside and told me this the other day. We were doing a walkthrough at the venue, that it's like setting up a template for other comics to be able to do this. If we can make a professional HBO looking special at scale, at budget, you know what I mean? Which we've blown by the budget. Another thing I'm going to get into too, but you know what I mean? Like then people can recreate that, and we can really, like how they say like you can shoot a movie on an iPhone. Like no, we're not quite going that far. But it's making an adjustment where other guys will be able to pick this up and keep doing it and get more content controlled by the comics.
How
you know?
long does it usually take you to like work out a joke? Like from writing it, like thinking of the concept?
It depends on the joke, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes it's fast, dude, and it gets there so quick. And then there's some jokes where like I don't give up on it because usually I'll
what's your process to begin with? Like,
I think of something funny, I put it in my phone. I don't write the whole thing. Honestly, I didn't start writing out complete jokes, like typing them and seeing all the words until I wrote this special.
Yeah.
Because I would feel like I'd sound like I was reading it, or like it was rehearsed kind of, and I wanted it to always sound like fresh, right?
Yeah.
So I'd make up the joke in my head and just like Jay-Z that shit. You know?
Yeah.
And so I just have all the names of all the jokes on my phone. So I'll think of something, put it up, go on stage with it a few times. Sometimes I just realize it sucks on stage.
Yeah.
But sometimes like I'm like, nah, this is good, but I'm not doing
crowd.
it right.
Yeah.
Or I'm not doing it right
yeah.
yet. You know what I mean? I got to get to the part that you know where it hits. And sometimes that takes like 6 months, dude, where I just don't give up on something and then I get it like boom. Or another comic will hear it and just say, hey, say this at the end.
Yeah, little
like,
little
oh yeah.
pointer.
And then it's great. Now that being said, a lot of times when you get advice like that, other tags, like it's kind of useless, man. Like they miss the point of the joke and shit. But sometimes it hits, dude. Yeah. And it really helps. But so for this special, they wanted like there to be more of like a theme. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like theme like about you. You know, it's like, you know, write stuff about your experience now, single dad, having your kids, what that's like, trying to manage everything, trying to date, do all that stuff.
That'll be good.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So if for people who have seen me or watched my videos, this special is going to be different. You know, it's pretty much new stuff that I've been working out over the past year.
What is it already filled up, the RSVPs? Or
no,
anybody in LA?
There's limited seating, but I've still got about 30 or so spots to fill up. If people want to get in on it, you can look at my Instagram. We plug our Instagrams at the end of every show. Yeah. Or email me at bengonzalezcomedy@gmail.com. This is going to be November 13th, which is why I'm talking about it now. Give a little bit of a jump on it. We're doing 2 shows, 5:30 and 7:30, filming both of them. We'll have a camera crew there. It's going to be awesome, man. A good friend of mine directing it. She's a great director. I'm excited to have her on. Erin Darling. Same name as the city councilman that we brought up, but it's not Erin Darling, the city councilman. She's a comedian. Edwin Lincona is producing it. That's the guy that's done all the HBO Latino stand-up specials for like the last 5 years. Yeah. And a lot of guys are doing great things off of those specials too. Stuff that you auditioned for, This Fool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Chris and Frankie were both guys that were on the same series that I hosted. Yeah.
That's another story of my life, dude. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm Mexican and I'm tattooed. Yeah. So I go out for all any gangster part I go out for, but I'm the least gangster dude you're ever gonna meet. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yep. So you walk in and it's just like a room of actual gangsters. You know what I mean?
Like when you saw the cast of This Fool, like, all right, these fools they all did time.
And then it's funny, like you don't get something or whatever, and then you watch that thing, and then you see the part that you didn't get, and sometimes you're like, oh, okay, that dude was pretty good, and sometimes you're like, what the fuck? I was fucking better than that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing that happens too, because we're in LA. Danny will audition for shit that like someone I knew wrote or starred in, or is also auditioning for. Yeah. Or like you auditioned like you were gonna be Aaron's brother. Yeah. Or she auditioned to be your sister or something. Yeah. Like that kind of shit happens a lot.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen This Fool, it's pretty good on Hulu. Check it out.
It's hilarious, man. Shout out Chris and Frankie. They did an amazing job. So we got that happening next month. 2 shows. I'm excited about it. If you are interested, want to come, or even if you just want to support in any way, I also have donation tiers for the show. I'll put your name in the credits on special thanks. If you want to, donate $50, I also have the t-shirts, my merch shirts.
Boom.
Yeah. So
we should put those on in the shop.
Yeah.
The PRC shop.
Yeah. People always buy them when I'm selling them at shows, but I don't really try to sell them on IG or use them here. But if you do want to support and you can't make it out, or you do want to make it out as well, hit me up, man. I still have spots. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we get a lot of DMs and positive feedback when we post that kind of stuff too, man. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that if you post acting stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because that's the thing too, is there's a lot of guys on the job who also want to do this shit on the side.
Yeah.
Or do other things like this. There's even other like how we had Tyrone on.
Yeah.
In the fire department humor page, there's a bunch of other pages like that, and guys are just trying to like make their niche.
And it's like what I do is like kind of the more classic route of like getting into acting and doing shit or entertainment, whatever, right? Go out and audition, see if you get a part, blah, blah, blah. But there are so many different avenues like Tyrone, you know?
Yeah.
You know, his comedy stuff is freaking hilarious and is growing every day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, if there's something, if you're on the job and there's something artistic that you enjoy doing, do that shit full throat. My buddy Benny, the Roots guy, the shirt and the hat that I'm always wearing.
Designing clothes.
He's designing clothes. He's also an amazing guitarist. He's a singer. He does all kinds of shit, That's like the beauty of this job is just the time off that you have to be able to do the shit that really makes you happy. We're working on a television show that I don't think we want to talk too much about, but it's in the works. That's fire department based. That's really going to be something amazing when we get it done. I think we'll be able to talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, we got some big steps,
part of next
big
year.
steps forward that have been happening lately.
But yeah, dude, that's we just kind of want to get on today and let you guys know why we haven't been here in the past couple of weeks. We do have some guests that we're trying to work out getting into the studio. We had a major guest that canceled on us the night before. So that sort of thing happens behind the scenes all the time. So just want to get on here and kind of let you guys know, give a little different side of our lives and stuff. And we are going to get back in the mix. We do have guests lined up. And so we should be back to weekly episodes coming up here.
Very soon. Future. And we appreciate all the support. You know what I mean? Even if we're not pumping out episodes every week, we appreciate you guys understanding and supporting with all the other stuff that we're doing, and more things are coming.
Cool. You guys can follow me at DannyGonzo34 on Instagram and Twitter.
Follow me at Ben9Humor, Ben9Humor at Instagram and Twitter. Follow our show at PRC Pod on Instagram and Twitter, or at PRC Podcast on TikTok and on the YouTube. Email us, contactprcpod@gmail.com. If you got questions, hit our Shopify, buy the PRC t-shirt.
Yeah, it's t-shirts, guys. Get a t-shirt.
Still got them. Still got the stickers. And if you want to attend to my special or just get your name in the credits, email me, Ben Gonzalez Comedy, Gonzalez with a Z, at gmail.com. Ben Gonzalez Comedy, gmail.com. Thank you.
Thank you.